Hello everybody, it's Willie Handler, and you've got my YouTube channel. Everybody is experiencing their own thing with the pandemic, and of course that's why I'm wearing this lovely black mask. I kind of thought that would be an interesting topic to talk about, social distancing. Let's be frank, I'm in Canada, and Canadians have a reputation for being very nice. We say sorry a lot, and we don't like to brag about what's going on in this country. Not going to rub in other people's face. We're certainly not going to be wearing hats, reminding everybody how great we are. How nice are Canadians? Well, I'll give you an example. On Easter Sunday, some customers showed up at a Toronto supermarket and found the doors were unlocked. Thinking the store was open, they walked in and started doing some shopping. After discovering that the shop was unstaffed, some people walked out with groceries but left a note to say that they would return the next day to pay. A few people weren't so sure that people wouldn't have the temptation to remove things from the store, so they called the police. But in many places in this planet, let's face it, that store would have been stripped to the studs. But not here. So, when the coronavirus spread across Canada, all the political leaders, whether they were on the political left or on the right, they stood up and say, folks, you gotta stay home to beat this virus. And Canadians did just that. In fact, Canadians started shaming their neighbors who didn't follow the rules, because that's very un-Canadian. Hundreds went even farther and called snitch lines to report offenders. And you'd be seeing these people, they'd get their $800 tickets or whatever, and they'd be saying stuff like, heck, or gosh, I didn't know I wasn't following the rules. It's kind of become a thing of pride. I ain't going to go out except to buy essentials like more toilet paper. I know grandparents who haven't seen their grandkids in a couple of months because it's against the rules. There haven't been really the protests. I mean, a couple, to lift the stay-at-home rules, but for the most part, people are sitting at home, watching the steady stream of COVID-19 statistics. Oh, look, we went up 335 new cases, whatever, and trying to predict when the peak is coming. It's kind of replaced the daily analysis of hockey scores. Because Canadians are really good at following rules, and social distancing fits in just fine in Canada's rule-following psyche. We patiently line up waiting at the grocery store to get in, making sure that you stand 6 feet behind the person in front of you. When I go for walks, which I do on a daily basis, you can see how careful people are to avoid invading someone else's 6-foot space. In fact, I actually witnessed a pedestrian traffic jam the other day. A man and a woman were walking in opposite directions and met and came to a complete stop just outside their 6-foot perimeter. The man signaled the woman to step around him. And she kind of waved him off and said, and offered to let him go first. He shook his head and told her, no, you go first. And the next thing you know, you've got one of these, after you, Alphonse, no, you first, my dear Gaston, routines going for 10 minutes. The sidewalk is getting backed up 3 blocks with people keeping 6 feet behind the person in front of them. It was the first traffic jam in Toronto in 2 months. Some people at the back of the line came to check out what was going on in the front. They'd be yelling back to the people waiting, just 2 people trying to pass each other. Finally, police showed up. They kind of redirected all the pedestrian and then tried to help the two people decide on who would go first. It was finally sorted out when the woman's husband drove up in a car and took her home. One of my neighbors was so determined to prevent a reoccurrence that the next day he came out of his house with his mask and a can of paint, and by the end of the day there were one-way only indicators painted on all the sidewalks. And of course, everyone followed the new rules. Anyways, not much is happening here. I'm working away writing. Check out my website, my blog, and sign up for my newsletter. There's going to be some big changes ahead. Hopefully everybody is staying healthy and safe. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.